All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. So as promised, back again for my second part of my Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 2, or leading up to Episode 2, Strangers Q&A video. If you guys missed the first part, did it yesterday. Going to be continuing answering your guys' questions. Okay, and yes, if you still have more questions, which I'm sure there's enough people out there that do, you can still private message them to me. That's the best way to go, or write them in the comments below, and I'll record them, and maybe tomorrow I'll even do a part 3 Q&A. I don't know, I can't promise, but there's just so many awesome things to talk about. The premiere was so packed. If you compare it to something like earlier seasons, like Season 2 or Season 3 premiere, there's a few things to talk about the group storming the prison and all that. There was enough stuff happening, but this episode, the premiere, was so dense. There was so many things happening that there's just a lot of stuff to talk about. Just tons of stuff to talk about with all the different characters, with the different scenery, with the different things happening, different stories happening all over the place. You have, different groups and the separation, and it just makes for really an incredible series, and that's what The Walking Dead is at this point. So let me know if you guys want to see a part 3. Write in the comments below. Private message me your questions if you do. That said, really excited, of course, for episode tomorrow night. Can't wait. And of course, same as always, review will be up, predictions for next week will be up, and then we'll do discussion topics, another Q&A next week. At least one, probably 2 or 3 to be honest. And yeah, there it is. So first question for this one comes from Abs Mo. And Abs Mo wants to know, he says, Trev, big question. Why was Gareth's own brother on the butcher table dead already? They did a close-up to his face in case you missed it. Alex, I believe, I'm pretty sure that's Alex. They revealed on Talking Dead that Alex is Gareth's brother and Mary is Gareth's mother. So it's a family affair. So Terminus is run by a family, the house of, I don't know, Gareth, I guess, whatever their last name is, I don't know. With that whole thing, okay. So he kills his brother because his brother's incompetent, it seems. Or was he shot at part of the mix? I don't remember exactly what happened in the finale. But nevertheless, it just seems like to me, Gareth has everything down to such procedures. He just doesn't care about, it seems, very much anymore. He's been broken down as a person. So we don't see him grieving for the loss of his brother or anything like that. He's more interested in shell counts. He's more interested in just kind of the operation and the strategy, asking Rick where the supplies that he buried are. He's just, everything's about business with him at this point, and the business is, eating people. So he doesn't really seem to care much at all. I'm sure, loss of Mary, loss of his mother is going to piss him off, though, as we saw from the flashback there, sequence near the end of the episode, that, everybody loves their mother. Brothers, and, maybe he felt his brother was just an incompetent idiot anyway, and really probably wouldn't survive very long in the apocalypse without Gareth anyway. So, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where they tell us this outside of the episode, so we don't really know that for sure based on the show. Like, these things, these extra little tidbits and things like that, they should all be included in the episode, I think. Like, we should know from either a flashback or something that that's Gareth's brother. But there's so many things going on in The Walking Dead right now. With our cast of characters. This whole group at Terminus has just been kind of added in out of nowhere in like an episode or two. So we haven't really got to know them that much. So hopefully some more flashbacks, we'll get to see a little bit more about Gareth, what happened, maybe some more good action sequences about the taking back over, how they were taken over, or just, I don't know, I'd like to see anything like that. Maybe not a whole episode. Not a whole episode, but maybe like a bonus. They could do like a webisodes or something like that, like they used to do. They didn't do it this year, but just something like that, maybe posted on their site or something, just an extra clip, or I don't know, just maybe in some flashbacks here and there throughout the episodes, break them up and show it to us little by little. I hope that's what they're going to do. I guess we'll see. But it sounds like the people of Terminus have been so dehumanized at this point that nothing would surprise me. He doesn't care that his brother's dead at all. Well, you had the other guy who was going to, threatening to hurt a baby, kill a baby even. So, and you get to that point, there's really no going back, Yeah, you've changed things forever and all that good stuff. So, Dark Knight reference there. Next question is from JoJo. Hey Trev, possible video topic. I think JoJo asked a lot of questions, which is good. Thank you, JoJo. Whether you're a guy or a girl, I don't know. Hey Trev, possible video topic coming off of the premiere, season 5. What do you think happened to Michonne's sword since they left Terminus and Carol didn't take it? Do you think she will go back for it? That's a really good question. Ask some great questions. Have we seen in the previews Michonne using her sword at any point in time? I remember the double stab thing with Carl and the here, but I don't recall seeing any sequences with her having her sword. So maybe they're going a different direction with that. I wouldn't think they're going to go back to Terminus with how dangerous it is there. Even if she lost her sword, I would think maybe they would, I don't know, tough one. Maybe give her a new weapon, give her something else. Plus, it'd be a good change of pace for the character because we've seen Michonne using the sword now for all of Season 3, all of Season 4, both the longest seasons. And, I could see them giving her some kind of other different zombie apocalypse type weapon just to change things up. Not that I don't enjoy seeing her sword. I always do. It's always awesome. But she's had a lot of sword kills at this point. Maybe they're going to switch things up. I don't know. I haven't looked at the trailer to see whether or not she gets her sword back after this point. I'd almost tend to say I don't think she would. I wouldn't think so, unless she kills a member of Terminus that's chasing after them, one of the hunters or something, and gets it back from one of them. I don't know. Could be. That could be where they're going with it. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I wouldn't be upset if they changed her weapon at this point. She's had that for a while. Even same with Daryl and the crossbow. Not that I'll ever get tired of seeing Daryl kill walkers with a crossbow, but it'd just be cool to mix it up a little bit. You know, we've had a lot of seasons, a lot of episodes with them and their particular weapons. Not a bad idea to keep things fresh and change them up every once in a while, even though we all love seeing them so much, we're so used to it. It's not a bad idea to change things. Keep it original, keep it fresh. Why not? That's the positive side to it. Next question is from Sheem Almighty. And he asks, or she, other question I got is, where do you think Morgan is headed? This can be a good video topic to discuss. It's a great one, yeah. Where is Morgan headed? Now, this is one that people have been I've seen some debate on this one. The point at which he gets to the sign, you see him standing there with the sign that Rick wrote no on. Some people think that that's at a different chronological point in time, after a time skip. Obviously, our surviving group, the survivors, Rick's group, is no longer there. So my interpretation of it at first is that Morgan is getting there maybe a couple hours after they're there, or half an hour to an hour after they were there. So judging by that, I would think that he would find them. But it's possible we could have maybe a longer separation. Maybe Rick and the group left, Terminus and the others left after them as soon as they could. They had a mess to deal with, though. So I would think that Rick's group has a good head start on them if they're going to chase after them. And then possibly Morgan somewhere in that mix. I would think it would be Rick's group, Morgan looking for them on their trail, and then the termites after they're done dealing with the mess at Terminus, because it is their home, so to speak. But it's possible it could be switched. It could be Morgan at a later time, the termites going through, because who wrote the X, right? We don't know who put the X on that tree, or at least I can't think of who put it on the tree at this point. We know that the crazy guy who was part of Terminus who took over had an X, I think, on his forehead, right? So I don't know if the termites wrote that on there or put that on there. Maybe Morgan is behind the termites. There's really no way to know. But based on the way the sequence went through, even though the chronological order of the episode was a little crazy, I've even heard it being referred to as next episode sneak peek. So maybe we'll see even more Morgan in episode 2. I certainly hope so. I hope that's what we're going to see. But to answer your question, in terms of what I think right now, do predictions, I think he's headed to try to find, I think he was going to Terminus, because maybe he ran out of food, he got so lonely, he decided that, this is no life to live just by herself all the time, and decided he'd give Terminus a try. Or maybe he's somehow trying to find Rick, and he saw the prison was destroyed, maybe figured Rick went to Terminus, and then as he was getting there, saw the no sanctuary sign, saw that it was bogus, and maybe he's going to follow the other path and try to track them from there. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. But, it's possible that the termites could get to Rick's group before Morgan does, because he's on foot, and the termites may have vehicles, so we'll see. Once they fix Terminus, once they sort that out. Next question is from Jamie Hind or Hind. Thanks, man, for all your support. I know you watch a lot and you question a lot in comments, so thank you over the summertime as well too. Same with some of the others too. Sheem and the rest of you guys. I see JoJo. I see common people. So just anybody who's been watching for a while, been contributing to the channel with questions and stuff and support, thumbs up, favorites, shares, things like that. You guys all help me out. I appreciate all of you. So don't get me wrong just because I'm calling him out, but I notice certain people like you guys that I've mentioned in this Q&A. So thanks a lot for anybody who's been doing that, just to help support the channel. But his question is, do you think this will be Morgan's final season? We now know he'll feature in it. Lenny James is a busy actor, and it's unrealistic to have him popping in and out. What do you think will be his fate? That's a very realistic point of view on that, because you have, of course, realistic. If you had a meter between realistic and idealistic, idealistically, I would say hopefully not. I don't want it to be. I'd like to see Morgan in it for, I don't know, another 5 or 10 seasons. He's such an awesome character, and Lenny James is so awesome. But I think that's always been a problem with them, is that Lenny James is a busy actor. And how many scenes can they get him to do? Did they even film that scene with him at the same time they filmed episode 1? Or did they film it later on in the season and then put it back in there when he had a chance to film in the same location? These are all things that we don't know. This is all behind-the-scenes stuff that they haven't let us know. But yeah, he is a super busy actor, and that's kind of why I think that Lenny James will be a character that we get teased. We'll see Morgan here, and then we'll kind of see him there, and he won't ever, or at least for a while, come back in as like a full, always there type of character. I certainly hope they don't kill him off. It's possible he could be killed off this season, and unfortunately, it's pretty realistic based on, okay, if you have an actor like Lenny James that has tons of work, he has work in The Walking Dead, he can do movie roles, he's got other TV shows he's been a part of, it's pretty realistic to say that he could be killed off this season. And also kind of depressing, because me personally, what I want is I'd like them to use some of the money they're making with their $17 million episodes, or 17 million view episodes, where they can, get a lot of commercials out of those. Use some of that money, pay Lenny James, get him in there as a full-time regular, like Norman Reedus or Andrew Lincoln. The show's become so much more popular, they're making so much money on it. Get him in there permanently and keep him on for a few seasons. That's what I want to see in an ideal situation. Is it realistic? Probably not. So I hope they use Morgan right. Here's what I'll say. It's better to have Morgan, even if he gets killed off, even if he comes back for a little while, than to not see him at all again. If we never see him again in the series, that would suck. It would be like an annoyance for the rest of the series. So at least we get to see him. At least we're going to see what happens with him. Could he be killed off within the next couple seasons? Yeah. I'm going to predict probably within 2 or 3 seasons he'll come in, we'll get some time with him, and then maybe he'll be killed off. It could be even faster than that, even this season. But I hope that's not the case. I hope they pay the money, they get him in there, and Lenny James, I think, is on another show, though. I'm pretty sure he's got another show, or 2 maybe. I forget. I did a video on this at the beginning of the summer after the break from season 4. And I think I saw he was on 2 shows or at least 1 show. And he's a UK guy, right? He's English, so he's in the UK. So he'd have to be filming over there, and then flying over that to the States to work on The Walking Dead. It's not as easy as Norman Reedus, where he goes from the set of that 3 movie that he's working on with Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, and then back to the Walking Dead, which are both in Atlanta, so he can go back and forth without much trouble. For Lenny James, he's got to fly. So, I do agree it could be a problem. Maybe they're kind of just teasing us. They're not really showing us everything. They're not really letting us know, maybe they just brought him in to build hype for the season, and they'll bring him out. I mean, I tend to want to be positive, though. I'm hoping he'll be in it for a couple seasons, and we'll get at least a few episodes concentrating on him, since he's one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Absolutely. So, wow, I've actually got a good number of questions. I haven't even answered them, so maybe I'm spending too much time on each question. I'll answer one more, because we're already at 13 minutes, 14 minutes now, not including the intro, and maybe I'll do a third one tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to see a third Q&A, let me know. This one is from 1001 history, and he says, unsure of whether it was just a movie mistake, but the no sanctuary sign seemed to have a bit of plant growth over it between Rick writing on it and Morgan walking past it. Might suggest that Morgan is quite a bit behind them and that they added that in to the premiere for hype. Yeah, absolutely 100% possible, man. You just hit the nail right on the head. I haven't compared the scenes personally yet because I've been busy making the videos with you guys and doing stuff like that. Right now I'm filming, it's only Monday, but I'll be releasing this on Saturday. That's how far ahead I get my work done so I can work my shifts and have the videos lined up for you guys for the week. But at this time, I haven't compared the two. However, like I was saying just previously, is it possible they filmed that scene at a different point in time when Lenny James was available, then put it in, and it's not exactly the same? That's possible, and supposed to be at the same chronological time? Is it possible they put that in to add hype for the premiere, and that we may not see him for a while, like half the season, or he may just show up when they're in dire straits and they need help, or he may show up next episode for a while. There's a lot of possibilities right now, and I mean, we've got Father Gabriel coming in, so that's a new character that I'm sure will have a lot of concentration. So, yeah, I mean, I hope we see as much of Morgan as we can, but it's very possible that it's just to kind of hype up the initial, premiere episode. So I better call it there. I've got about 4 questions left, and I'll probably get more before even this video airs. So, but let me know, guys, if you want to see part 3 tomorrow during the afternoon. I usually release my videos in the afternoon, like at around noon Eastern time. And then, of course, going to do the review for episode 2, going to do the predictions as always, all the other videos I normally do. So let me know if you guys want to see a third Q&A or another type of video. Possibly one, give my thoughts on the views the premiere got, and maybe a Carol spotlight because of all the badass stuff she did in the first season. I'm about ready to get vocal burn. I've talked so much, so I better call it here. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about all of that. Thank you for all of your support. If you're new to the channel, you want to subscribe, you want to get these videos every day in your subscriber feed, don't see why not. Go ahead and click the subscribe. Might as well. It's a fun place. We got a great community here of people that are way more, as a whole, smarter or just kind of pay closer attention or know more as a whole for The Walking Dead than, of course, I do or any one person does by themselves. Great community. So thank you guys again for all your support. In thanking you, please thumb it up below. Please help support the channel, share it, favorite it, and yeah, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace, and my voice is probably, yeah, it's gone.